Hello, everybody. How are you today on this? What is today? Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. So today was the first day I went into the office in like 6 months or something. I don't know. Have I had my job that long? I don't know. It's been a while. It was nice though. It was really nice. Seeing faces behind because you talk to them on the phone and on Skype and all that stuff. So it was nice to go in and actually uh, you know, see the faces behind the name, so to speak. So I think tonight is going to be a really fun talk about transformation. Everybody trying to transform. We all trying to be something else, right? Or a better version of ourselves. Okay. Like, oh, girl, again, we got to be better here too. Yes. So, but I'm going to have some, I'm going to share some things with you that are different. Okay. Different than you've probably heard before. So let's start this off with, and I wanted to do this because I was doing research for another video that I did. So maybe the one before that, the one about why am I still a Christian or something like that. Why did I become a Christian? What was the name of that video? Something about being a Christian child. Okay. And in doing that research, I listened to some people speaking about various things, and one of the common threads, and it's not just in Christian. I mean, you go to work, okay, you hear people talking about this stuff. Go to the grocery store. Go to the grocery store and buy a jar of pickles and listen to the line, okay? Somebody gonna be saying something about getting better, okay? It's always improvement. And at work, when you work, okay, what do they have? They have their improvement plans and, and all this, everybody trying to improve. Now, and because I work in learning and development, we always talk about improvement, okay? So a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about tonight are in other videos. I'm going to put those videos in the description of this one, so you can go and do that. But I just want to touch on these things so I can get to the root of what we're talking about today. So first of all, what is this? Why are we so compelled to improve? So compelled to be better in all ways, okay? Whether it's physical, be better physically, okay? Stronger, faster, more muscular, a lighter skin, darker skin, eyebrows arched, you know what I'm saying? Teeth, ooh, Lord, look how I lipstick on teeth. Teeth together, all that, okay? Physical, mental, emotional, improve all kinds of. Why are we so compelled to feel like we're here, but we got to get, if I could just make it over here, things will be better, right? Listen, one of the things I said in or I think it was in an interview, somebody did an interview, and I told them, I said, I came to feel like, now this was before all the firing God stuff happened, okay? I said, I came to feel like life would be so much better if Cheryl was not here. Now, I'm not talking about suicide, okay? I'm not talking about killing myself. That's not what I'm saying. It was like, it's this Cheryl that's getting in the way of shit. The birds ain't got problems. The fish look happy as clams. And the clams look happy as clams too. So if they can do it, why can't I? Why is living difficult? Plants don't struggle. I'm like looking around, trying to see, why am I struggling? All I'm trying to do is be. It's like, why is this so hard? Oh my God. And then it came to me, is Cheryl. She in the way. If she was gone, then I could live, and live my life, wake up and I go to bed worrying about stuff. And I could just do what the damn birds and ants and all them folks out there doing. Okay. So, so that's what I came to. It was like, I got it. It was like, Eureka. I know. Cheryl's in the way. And again, this was before the firing God stuff. So, and again, it wasn't about me committing suicide or something. That's totally not what that was. I don't know what the hell that was, but it wasn't that. I wanted to be here to live my life, but Cheryl had to go. Okay, I didn't know what the hell that meant. Okay, but since she here, okay, and messing everything up, in order for me to live a good life, she got to get better. Okay, something's, I don't know, but she has to improve. Okay, so that I, can be here and enjoy the world is. Okay, so and that's the way it was to me. It was like I was two different people. One here knowing, this can't be all there is. Life can't be waking up, going to work, paying bills, going to sleep, waking up, going to work, paying bills, going to sleep, working up, worrying and happy moments here and there, but knowing that, here come Monday, I got to go back to work, you pay the bills, go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. That can't be it. All right. That can't be it. Right. And then pay the bills if you got a good life. All right. If your life is trash, you got bill collectors following you, you hiding from folks, hiding cars in the leaves and in people carports, parking a mile from the house and walking so they don't come get you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was all that. So for me, that was the compulsion to get better. Got to get her shit together so I can live a good life. Okay. She needs to, find her a good person to be with, or, dump that zero that she got over there. She got to do something about her mothering skills. Okay. So people don't look at her kids and judge her as being inadequate as a mom. She got to get her body together. All right. Because, ain't nobody gonna be looking at her and doing all this other. She got to get her credentials up, go get some training. She got to get a better job, all that. Okay. So she got to get better in some kind of way so that I could live a good life. Okay. So for at least for me, that's where all this, I have to improve came from. I was inadequate. In many ways, I was inadequate. And inadequate, y'all know and I'm always up the etymology of words. All right. So inadequate, from what I read, means when you're adequate, you're equal to. Okay. When you're inadequate, you're not. Okay. Simple as that. Simple as that. So I felt like I should have been somewhere. I should have been at least, equal to this, whether I was comparing myself to another person or comparing myself to some, vision in my head of the way I should be. Okay. That was my ruler. Either this other person, what I thought in my own head, what the Bible said, what my mom was expecting of me, I had rulers all over the place and I wasn't measuring up to any of them, not even my own thing. Okay. I was always falling short. Always. I was inadequate. Okay. I was inadequate. Well, Now we get into transformation. Okay, right, but I got to take you through. You understand? I got to take you through the whole thing. So, okay, I was inadequate. Now, what does inadequate mean? Okay. So my new interpretation, okay, of inadequate, right? The feeling, like what is that feeling of inadequacy when you're just sitting there just feeling inadequate, you know, that you're just not enough. Okay, you're not good enough. You're not there yet. You're not enlightened yet. You ain't getting it. Okay. Well, what is that feeling? You know, what is that? Well, for me, and let me tell you something. This new job, this job has actually helped me come to this this clarity, this realization, okay? Because of what I do. Let me pull it up on the screen. I'll tell you right now what that feeling is. Where's that? I gotta use the StreamYard, child. Here you go, right here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Before I get to that, okay, before I get to that, let me go over this real quick. I'm gonna flash something across the screen, just talk about, y'all can see where and I'm gonna put it up again after I do the other thing. But let me do it up real quick, okay? This right here. This is what I talked about in another video. I don't even know what the name of it is, but I'll put it in here, okay? This thing right here, these are leverage points. Now, the lady that came up with here, I don't remember her name, okay, but I'm gonna put that in there too. And what she's saying, and I agree with, you know, everything she's saying. These are the things you can, okay? And the weight of them shows you how. So you have you have a ball down there. If you put something at the end here and it's really heavy, that's a leverage point. So it'll make it move. Like that'll be a huge change, okay, in your life. This down here. This one is, you know, something, but it'll be really tiny. You won't even know. Ain't nobody gonna notice it. You might not even notice it, okay? But it's still something you do, like you're making progress. Well, let me tell you something about this. Now, what she says with this thing right here, these are leverage points. These are leverage points, okay? And these, again, are all different things you can change in your life. I know you can't understand that writing, but we're gonna get to that. The higher up you go, the more impact the change will have, okay? But the higher up you go, resistant you will be to this change, okay? You could do this one real easy. You could do this tonight, like right now, today. You could do this one tonight, right now, today. But you're going to be 1,000 times more resistant to do this, the one that has the most impact, than this one right here. Okay, we're going to come back to that. So what was I talking about? I said inadequacy. What is that feeling? Okay. And it's not just a feeling. It's up to, let me tell you this. Here you go, right here. You ready? Bam! There you go. It's vulnerability. Vulnerability is the power to be wounded. It's not weakness. Don't let people tell you vulnerability is weakness. Okay, go ahead. Let them tell you. You can believe if you want to, whatever. Let me, you know, you can believe this one too. Okay, vulnerability is the power to be wounded. You see, I said the power. There's power to be wounded. Okay. Yes. It requires power to be wounded and unchanged. Let me tell you something. Let me give you an example. I'm going to give you like real examples that you're going to see and experience right now. Why the hell? We got ants up in here. I just grabbed the ant off my neck right here. The ants are all over the place. Oh, springtime. I mean, summer. And I live near the woods and stuff too. Let me get back to this. Okay. A wound. What I'm gonna need you to do right now. Remember, I said just because you have an open mind doesn't mean you have to change it. I'm gonna need you to open your mind here. Okay, don't change your mind about whatever you think about whatever. I don't give a damn. All I'm saying is, if you're gonna hear what I'm saying, I'm gonna need you to open it. You don't have to keep anything in it. All right, whatever you feel goes in, flush that shit out afterwards. But just open it so you can hear me. Okay. A wound is not what we typically think of as a wound, like somebody come up to you and, you know, hit you upside the head with a bat or something like that, okay? Or, you know, cut you on your arm, you know, with a knife or something, all right? You know, that's, or somebody breaks your heart, okay? Wounds aren't always physical, okay? We think, you know, you can be emotionally or psychologically or mentally wounded as well, okay? That's the way we think of wound as something bad, you know, that you need to be healed from, okay? That needs to be fixed. We think of wounds as things that need to be fixed, okay? That's not what that is not this case, okay? The power to be wounded. A wound here. And if you look up the etymology of these words, you'll see. All right. If you're going in, let's say you're on a road, you know, you're going straight down the road. A wound would be the same road, but now it veers off to the right. Okay. So now you got, it's, you know, it's continuing what is going on. And you go and, you know, somebody else over here, and okay, this one veers off to the left right here. Okay. You come in here now. The road goes, it's, you know, a bit, you know, it comes back down. Those are wounds. Look at your limbs. You got some of you that are watching this. It's like your body is the road. Where are your wounds? It's like your limbs, you know, your legs, and then they branch off to your fingers and then your toes. Where are your wounds when it comes to things that are not physical? Like the stories you tell about yourself, those are your name. That's a wound. It's any way, think of a tree, any way that you are extending and branching out from the main, let's say this part of your body, like this is the main road, okay? So that's all of your labels, okay? Every single way that you're judged, okay? Every way you're evaluated, you know, that you're all of the, and when you think about that, all of your roles, think of all the roles you have in life. You have like 50 of them, okay? You're like 50 people, you know, depending on who's looking at you, you know, whether it's your kid or your mom or your friend or the IRS or the state or the DMV or the Veterans Administration, you know, you are all kinds of people, you know, you have many wounds, and you're able to do that and still be whole because you have the power to be wounded, okay? Something that you see right now, okay, that has the power to be wounded and not just look around you right now. The space in whatever room or whether you outside, wherever the hell you are, okay? Wherever you are, it don't matter. You got some space around you. I'm not talking about the air. I'm talking about this open, what we call space. Anything can happen in space. Anything, okay? Anything can happen. Space is vulnerability. Like that's what's around, the power to be wounded. I mean, anything can emerge from it. Or can it? Can it? Okay. Can you tell space, I don't want that up in here? No, you can't do that. It's like you can't do that. So you are just like that. You in the space that you're in, y'all are one and the same. Okay. Power to be wounded. You understand? So when we look at it like that, And this is why I'm telling you, you know, we need to have open minds here. Okay. Because when you, vulnerability is the power to be wounded. Okay. And when you feel that feeling you have of inadequacy, feeling like something's wrong, do you feel like because you have arms and legs, something's wrong? Does that feel wrong to you? Huh? Or that you have fingers, or, you know, or that you have a name. Okay. Or feelings, or that you have emotion. Those are wounds too. Anything that emerges from you, your thoughts in your head, every time you have a thought, that's another wound. Okay. Evidence of your power, evidence of the power that you have. Okay. That's another wound. Normally, you know, when we, in everyday, you know, vernacular, when we think about wounds, there's something to be healed. That means you need some kind of healing. You need to go to a doctor, or a shaman, or exorcist, or what the hell ever. Okay, to heal whatever physical, mental, you know, wound that you have. That's typically what we think. Okay, but in this case, we don't heal for what? There is no. We don't need no healing. What we need to do, if you feel or felt like your limbs and your ears and your name and all that was something that needed to be fixed, okay, is to change your mind about that. Like, look at that. No, it doesn't need to be fixed. It just needs to be recognized as what it is, and no, just because you got arms and a name and feelings and thoughts and all that doesn't mean you're split and scattered and, you know, all over the place, and, you know, a little bit over here and some over there, and, you know, that you got to be put back together. No, you're still, even with your name and all of these roles that you have, okay, you're still you. Okay. If so I have kids, okay, like in their 20s. If one of them decide to, you know, become a parent, now I got another role. I'm a grandmother now. Okay. That's another wound. You know, so my grandmother qualities, you know, would cut, and I don't know what those are because I'm not a grandmother. I have no idea, you know, but those qualities and feelings and all that would then emerge, right, from that I have. Okay. That doesn't mean I'm even more shattered, okay, than I was before. Being a grandmother does not require healing. Okay. I don't think it does. Any grandmas out there? Because I don't think it requires healing. Okay. The grandmothers, I love my grandma, child. I mean, she was the best. You understand me? The best. All right. And I, you know, and she loved being a grand. So it's not that we require these wounds that I'm talking about here. They don't require healing, because what needs to happen here is that you just need to see what's really going on. One thing I say in Firing God is the opposite of remember is not forget. That's not the opposite of remember. The opposite of remember is dismember. Okay. We feel like that feeling of inadequacy. Okay. We feel as if we are dismembered, that we have just been torn. You know, we got all of these roles and thoughts, all this stuff emerging. It feels like we're being torn. So we don't need to be healed from feeling like we're being torn or dismembered. We just need to remember. Okay. And remembering doesn't mean bringing all the pieces back, because they ain't going nowhere. Okay. We need to recognize that they haven't gone anywhere. Okay. We're already together. All right. Remember. Okay. Remember that you are not dismembered. See and recognize right now that you are all okay. All right. So, and you know what that is? What I just said, okay, is it's close to the highest leverage point that's going to have the most impact right now. Right now. You got to wait for this. Right here. You see this up here? What I just said is like right here. It's like right there. Okay. And it's not a matter of believing anything I just said. Okay. Like I said, whatever I'm telling you right now, like flush all that out. You know, if you could wash your brain, just get it like a toilet or flush it out, because it doesn't require you to remember. It just requires you to look and see, like right now. Okay. That's it. Right now. That's it. There's nothing to memorize. All right. Just look. Are you dismembered or not? Are you in pieces, shattered all over the place? A little bit here, a little bit there, a little, are you or are you not? Okay. Do you have the power to be wounded and still be what you are, who you are, when you are, whatever? Okay. Just look and see. Okay. You ain't got to consult. You ain't got to Google it. You ain't got to consult nobody. You ain't got to ask for, just look. Okay. That's all I'm saying. All right. What else I want to say about this? And like I said, so the leverage points, I have a whole entire video on that, on all them things. Okay. So I'm not going to go over it here. Right. But I did want you to see what I was talking about. Okay. So what are you doing then? What are you actually doing when you transform? Can we transform? Okay. Can we? Okay. Now I said transform. I didn't say improve. Okay. Because improvement and growth are not the same thing. Okay. When we're transforming, okay, we're talking about growth right now. Okay. We're not talking about improvement. Okay. Because improvement, when you say improve, you're implying something's wrong. Okay. We're not, and we're moving over. We're evolving from that. Okay. Here we're talking about growth. Now, if you go outside right now, like I have plants on my porch out here. Okay. Some of them are newer and some of them have been there a while. If I put one next to the other, okay, you can see the growth of one is a certain place and the growth of another is at a different place, because I put them out at different times. I planted them at different times, a different kind of plants, all that. Does this one need to improve so it can become like this one? No. Is there something wrong with this one? Okay, in the state that it's in? No. When children grow up, is there something wrong with a 1-year-old that being a 2-year-old will make it better and being a 3-year-old will improve it and being a 4? No. That's not what that is. That's not improvement as you go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. No, you're just growing. That's all. All right. And it's got nothing to do with being better or worse. It's got nothing to do with that. Okay. Nothing. Okay. You're adapting to your surroundings and you're growing. All right. So transformation is about that. Okay. And let me tell you something, and this was hard for me to swallow. I'm going to be 100% honest. Okay. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Okay. Not at all. Because I was so wrapped up in being better. Okay. When I saw, as I see right now, that whatever change occurs, okay, whatever the change is, it doesn't, if I, I'm doing a 30-day challenge right now to, to get my thighs together. Okay. But what I see while I'm doing that is that whatever change happens does not make me better or worse. It does not improve me or disprove me. It does not, it's not doing nothing. It's really not doing anything to me. Okay. It's another wound that is not changing me. Okay. It's not fundamentally changing. So there's one of my really close friends, and I gotta contact him. It's been a minute since I talked to him. I wonder what he's doing. He had a jewelry shop down the street, down the road, like a half a mile down the road. He sold jewelry. His father sold jewelry. He was a whole, what you call them people that like appraise jewelry and stuff? What you call that? Like he did that whole thing, And I was talking to him one day about, he's a good cook too, really good cook. I went to his house one day. He cooked some delicious stuff. I don't remember what it was. But we were talking about how he appraises jewelry. Okay. And then we were also talking about value. So you have inherent value and then you have instrumental value, right? So when a diamond, before it's a diamond, diamonds don't know what the hell a diamond, you know what I'm saying? A diamond, when it's in the ground and raw, it's like a dirty piece of glass or a piece of rock, it's not what we would consider pretty at all. It's just, it already has value. Okay. Already. And not just the diamond, the dirt that it's in has value. All the rocks and stuff or whatever is down there with it, all that already has value. Before we humans lay our eyes and judgments on it, it already has inherent value. Okay. And that value is not increased or diminished by anything we do. I don't care if we do say, okay, now it's value. Now that I've taken all the dirt off and washed it off and shined it and cut it and, set it up in a gold ring or whatever the hell. Okay. Now it has value. No, go sit down. Okay. Sit yourself down somewhere. It had value before we touched it, before we saw it. Okay. When we put our mental judgment on it, okay, and all this other stuff that we do, we assign it instrumental value. Okay. But it doesn't need us to have value. All right. It don't need a human being anywhere to have value. Okay. Because it's inherent. The fact that it's even here. Okay. Same thing with you. Same thing with me. I don't care if I walk around, if my, behind look better than J-Lo's. Okay. My value has not increased or decreased at all. At all. I didn't like that. Okay. I'm telling you, I did not like that because I felt like, listen, I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm making a lot of sacrifices. I'm passing up chips and pizza. I was in the gym. My legs hurt. You know what I'm saying? All this for what? Huh? I didn't just want to change. I wanted to be better. Okay. The change wasn't enough. Okay. I wanted to make my value increase. All right. I wanted, me hanging out with these people to make my value increase. That's what I wanted to feel like more. I wanted to, be seen as more. Okay. But if now I see if I hang out with you, that ain't doing nothing for me. I'm still, whatever value I had going in, That's what I got. And when I come out, hey, that's what I got. You know, no increase or decrease. It is what it is. Okay. Now listen, we can tell the story. We could storify anything we want to storify. I still do that. Okay. But at the same time, it's like being in a movie theater. You know, y'all have heard me say this. You know damn well, you know this, okay, that ain't no White Walkers and the red keep and all them Game of Thrones people, Cersei. You know that stuff ain't true. That woman name is not Cersei, okay? She ain't sleeping with her brother. All right, they ain't got these kids, these beautiful kids. They got nothing wrong with them, even though, you know doggone well that stuff ain't true. But when we talk about, and the guys, you remember on Game of Thrones at the end of every episode, the directors and them, they would be talking about the characters as if they're real. And that was the best part. I love that part of the show. At the end, when they talk about, oh, how they're, how this happened, and you could tell that she feels this way and all that other. I mean, I love that. Reading a good book. I'm a reader. Okay, I love it. Dean Koontz is my favorite author. Okay, I love him. And you just get engrossed in the book. No, and this stuff is not real. You know this, okay? But that ruins it, doesn't it? Doesn't knowing that it ain't real. It's never ruin it. I mean, wouldn't it ruin it to think I'm about to get, all snatched and stuff, and that ain't gonna change nothing? No. That's not the story I'm telling. Okay. But I know, just like when you see a Denzel over there, doing what he does, that is not really him. Okay. This is a character that he's playing. What seems to happen is we forget. We're watching a movie. We forget we're making all this stuff up. Okay. We forget because it's so real. It's so real. That's why you get scared and you cry and you laugh and all this stuff. Looking at a good TV, looking at a good act. That's what a good actor is supposed to do. Make you forget you're looking at an actor. Okay. And we the best in everyday life, child. The best. You understand? We all deserve Oscars. All of us. Every single one. Okay. So when you transform, which happens, all you got to do is look and see. Okay. All right. And the highest leverage point is when you have a change in mindset. That's the heaviest boulder. That's just going to bring everything. I mean, that leverage point is going to change like that, everything. Okay. Unless you hold it back or try to hold it back, because you can try. Okay. But you're not going to be very successful. Okay. But you got to be sure that that's what you want to do. Do you actually want to get up in the theater and say, I realize these are characters and that this movie is not real. What is happening is not real. The feelings that I'm having right now as I'm crying, seeing Denzel being shot up by all these people, even though he was a bad cop, I don't care. I still like Denzel and I'm still crying. I know that this is not real. Are you ready to do that? Okay. You just have to decide if you're ready to do that. Okay. That is one of the highest leverage points you have, has the most impact instantly. You ain't got to wait for nothing. Okay. Not a thing. Okay. Right then and there. The most impact. But it's we're very resistant. We're very resistant, okay, to standing up in the middle of the theater and doing that. Have you ever done that in an actual movie? Stood up and said, this ain't real? Y'all understand? Child, they'll kick you out so fast. Anybody trying to hear that? The same is true in real life. Anybody trying to hear that? Okay. I wasn't trying to hear that. Okay. But it doesn't ruin it. Let me just say that. You can still enjoy the movie. You can still talk about it after you're done. The last movie I saw was old girl in the Marvel movie there, the one who died in Endgame. What's her name? Black Widow. That's the last movie I saw. I loved it. It was beautiful. I loved it. We talked about it and talked about it. Ooh, her sister was amazing. And just knowing doggone well these people, but that's okay though, okay? Because I mean, I know that. I'm not, if I ever see her in real life, I know her name ain't Black Widow. Okay. Okay, so all I'm talking about here really is recognizing. Let me put this up again because I need y'all to. This is very important. It's very important if we're going to be able to see transformation for what it is and how easy and immediate it is. Easy and immediate. Okay, I can't even tell y'all some of the stuff. Can I tell y'all? Let me see. I don't know. Sometimes I'll be thinking, you know, I know I already sound nuts to some people, but I could really go there. Like seriously, I could really go there. But I'll save that for another video, I guess. Ciao. But let me just, I mean, you know, let me just, it's right there. Very easy. The power to be wounded. Okay. And believe me, okay, it takes a lot of power to be wounded. And the thing is, one of the things that I practiced, and it wasn't really practice, it was like there was nowhere to go, right? Like that was all I could do, okay? And this was the worst time to do it. So if you read Fire and God, you see that all of this stuff happened when I was going through my second divorce, okay, which was terrible. I mean, I couldn't stand this man. I don't like him to this day. I still don't. Okay, I'm nice because we got 2 boys, but I don't like him. Okay, I don't like him. Now back then, child, I could have choked him out. Like seriously, I hated him back then. Hated him. All right, and then I when all of these, you know, when I saw what I saw, when I saw it, I saw that he was here too. Okay. He was here. The Real Housewives was, you know, I was in the Real Housewives at the time. Them bitches was here. I'm like, I was like, how is that possible? Everybody was here, okay? It didn't matter how nasty and mean and evil, I mean, how wonderful and beautiful or whatever they were, it didn't matter. Everybody was here. So after that, any time, so I don't know if any of you out there have ever had a divorce or been in a relationship that was just contentious and you couldn't, I mean, compare, if you think of the person, you couldn't have, you didn't have to be with them anymore, but if you think of them, you just getting mad and just want to, you know, just throw something, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. After this thing happened, okay, and I would have to deal with this divorce and this relationship with this person, and I would get hot and mad and just, that anger stayed right here. It stayed right here. Before, like I would get angry and I like call my sister or something and be like, this son of I mean, child, you think my language is colorful now. When I was talking about him, back then I was making up words you ain't never heard before. All right. But I mean, I could still talk about it, but the feeling, the anger and all that, it stayed right here. Okay, it's like before I was able to like at least, you know, release it or push it off somewhere, or, you know, here, that's yours, because of you or whatever, you know. I wasn't able to do that. It had to stay right here. That wound, it had to stay right here. It was right here. And I would wait. I remember this very clearly. I would sit there and I would just wait. I'd feel it. The anger. You know how you already get angry and you get hot and all that stuff that happens when you get angry. It would stay right here. It wouldn't go nowhere. I just waited out because eventually it fades. It fades away. But I had to do that. It was like and not just negative feelings either. We want the positive stuff to stay. We're trying to hold on to that, okay? But that would just sit, and it would fade away. And even in the beginning, it was like practice because I wasn't used to that. Okay, I was used to pushing it off. It's because of you that I feel this. Like they shot me up with anger or something. The anger was over here. Now it went through the airwaves and the way sound does, and it just came over. No. That's not how that works. That wound emerged from here. Okay, from here. All right. It emerged from here and it stayed here. Okay, it always stays here. It had always been staying here. Okay, but the story I was telling is like I was pushing it off. I was either pushing it off or claiming it came from somewhere else. It's because of something out here that I'm mad. It's because of something out here that I'm sad or depressed or happy or laughing or, bored or whatever. Okay. Okay. All of that is part of transformation. Do you understand? And it's a transformation it's not like a, what do you call it? It's not a, how do I put this? It's not like a temporary, like, how when you go on a diet, okay, and you do the cabbage diet or you do the hot sauce diet or whatever, and you lose the 5, 10, 15 pounds in 3 days, and you know damn well that weight ain't going nowhere. The fat cells up there just waiting. They like this here, just waiting. Okay. They waiting. They just waiting on you patiently. Okay. No, it's not that kind of thing. Okay. The transformation I'm talking about, okay, is one that actually is like a springboard. Okay, let's get to this next. Is not fooling you. Like the cabbage diet. You understand? Okay. Okay, how long have I been on here? 48 minutes. All right, y'all. That's really all I had to say about this, okay? So just keep in mind vulnerability, the power to be wounded. You have that. And do you have to try? You don't have to try to be wounded, do you? That shit just happens, don't it? It does. The feelings just come. The thoughts are always there. People, getting on your nerves and, all this is there. It's effortless. Okay. Vulnerability is effortless. You understand? Effortless. So, and there's nothing that needs to be fixed or, all these other things. So when you think about transforming, think about growth, think about vulnerability. Okay. Think about just remembering that you're not dismembered. You're not dismembered. Okay. There's nothing dismembered here. Okay. So just keep those things in mind. Okay. When you're creating new habits. Okay. To build up another identity. If you're trying to identify as an athlete. Okay. You're building up an identity as an entrepreneur. Okay. You're building up an identity as a teacher, a professor, a professional. Okay, an identity as a wife or a husband or somebody's partner. Okay, whatever the identity is that you're trying to build up or sustain or in whatever way you're trying to transform. okay, that you want to, you know, open yourself up to more wounds, okay, which again, you know, are not things that need to be healed. But as you're wounded, just realizing, hey, I'm not being dismembered. I'm not shattering into another piece. Okay. I'm not being separated from myself, you know, and hidden. So now I got to go find it and put it back together. You know, you're not a puzzle. That's not what's going on. You're not a puzzle. You are, however, a mystery. Okay. Even to yourself, like even to myself. Okay. But a mystery does not mean I'm dismembered. Okay. There's just things you know, that I'm excited to discover. All right. Okay. To see just how vulnerable I actually am. Okay. How powerful I actually am to be wounded. All right. Okay. That's all I have for y'all. So y'all have an amazing night. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. And if you would love to share this video with somebody, I wouldn't mind. Not at all. Not at all. So y'all have an amazing night, and I will see you back here next time.